Good evening, and welcome. If you're managing type 2 diabetes, you know the struggle of chasing steady blood sugar readings day in, day out. But what if I told you the secret weapon you're overlooking isn't another pill or a strict new diet, but your very own bedtime routine? Tonight, I'm Dr. Jane Mitchell, endocrinologist and geriatric specialist with over 20 years of clinical research, and I'm going to share 5 simple evening habits that can dramatically stabilize your glucose levels, no fancy gadgets required. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll learn how small tweaks tonight translate into brighter mornings, extra energy, and more control over your diabetes. 1. Embrace an earlier, restorative bedtime. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's the cornerstone of glucose regulation. Research from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends adults aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night. Inadequate rest triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol and growth hormone, which raise insulin resistance. Imagine driving a car with a parking brake engaged. You press the gas, insulin, but you barely move forward, glucose uptake. Deep versus light sleep. It's not just clock hours. You need restorative, deep stage sleep. During slow-wave sleep, your pancreas gets its most critical downtime, replenishing insulin stores and repairing cellular damage. Practical tip: wind down 30-60 minutes before bed, dim lights, switch off screens, and practice gentle breathing exercises. Even a half-hour advance in your sleep schedule can improve fasting glucose levels by up to 10% over several weeks. Clinical example: Mr. Alan Thompson, a 65-year-old retiree from Georgia, found his morning fasting glucose drop from 160 mg/dl to 130 mg/dl after consistently going to bed at 10 p.m. instead of midnight for 3 weeks. He credits a nightly reading ritual, no devices, for transforming his energy and his A1C. 2. Finish dinner early. Give your pancreas a break. Our pancreas works all day secreting insulin to shuttle glucose into cells. If you eat within an hour of bedtime, you force it into overtime when it desperately needs rest. Late meals result in prolonged postprandial, after-meal, blood sugar elevations, which often persist into the next morning. The 12-hour fast principle. Registered dietitian Anthea Levi recommends a minimum 12-hour gap between dinner and breakfast. For instance, finish dinner by 6 p.m. and enjoy breakfast at 6 a.m. Why it works? That fasting window allows your body to clear circulating glucose, resets insulin sensitivity, and encourages lipolysis, fat burning, overnight. In my clinic, I've observed that patients adopting an early dinner habit report fewer nighttime awakenings related to thirst, lower fasting sugars, and reduced dependence on nighttime glucose corrections. 3. Say no to late-night carbs and sugars. It's tempting to reach for cookies or white bread when the evening hunger pangs hit, but those refined carbs can spike glucose levels when your metabolism is already winding down. Instead, opt for snacks that combine lean protein, e.g., turkey slices, Greek yogurt, stabilizes blood sugar and keeps you full. Healthy fats, e.g., a small handful of almonds or walnuts, slows gastric emptying and blunts glucose peaks. Fiber-rich vegetables, e.g., bell pepper strips, cucumber, adds bulk without carbs. By avoiding starches and sweets after dinner, you support a flatter overnight glucose curve, reducing the risk of the dawn phenomenon, early morning blood sugar surge. Case study: Ms. Elena Garcia, 72, living in Barcelona, swapped her nightly biscotti for a sprinkle of chia seeds and almond milk. Within 2 weeks, her continuous glucose monitor showed overnight values steady between 100-120 mg/dl, instead of the prior 150-180 mg/dl spikes. For light evening movement, a gentle glucose guard. We often reserve exercise for morning or afternoon, but a short walk or light aerobic activity after dinner can boost muscle glucose uptake when insulin sensitivity is peaking. A 2022 sports medicine study found that just 10 minutes of postprandial walking reduces blood sugar AUC, area under the curve, by nearly 12%. What to do? Stroll around your neighborhood, march in place, or even dance to your favorite tune for 10-15 minutes. Avoid high-intensity or heavy-strength training within 2 hours of bedtime, as that can transiently raise cortisol and glucose. Why it matters? This modest movement acts like a second insulin wave, moving sugar out of your bloodstream and into muscle cells. Expert tip: if you lift weights, follow with 10 minutes of brisk walking to counteract any exercise-induced glucose rise. Consistency is key. Make it a nightly ritual. 5. Prioritize oral and sleep hygiene to reduce inflammation. Gum disease and poor oral health create systemic inflammation, worsening insulin resistance. Diabetes and periodontitis form a vicious cycle. Elevated sugars feed harmful oral bacteria, and inflamed gums release cytokines that impair insulin action. Brush and floss. Use fluoride toothpaste and gentle flossing every night. A CDC survey reports that good oral care can lower A1C by 0.4% over 6 months. Manage sleep environment. Beyond brushing, cultivate a dark, cool, and quiet bedroom. Eliminate electronic light, and consider blackout curtains. Clinical reminder: if you experience red, swollen gums or loose teeth, see your dentist and inform them of your diabetes status. Early intervention prevents infections that could otherwise destabilize blood sugar control. Bonus habit: distress before bed. Chronic stress triggers cortisol release, which elevates blood sugar. Incorporate 5-10 minutes of mindfulness meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided imagery before sleep. Studies in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology show mindfulness practices can reduce evening cortisol levels by 20%, improving both sleep quality and glycemic stability. Combining the habits: your nighttime blueprint. 8:30 p.m. Finish dinner, protein and veggies and healthy fat. 8:45 p.m. Light 10-minute walk around the block. 9 p.m. Screen off time: read, meditate, or stretch. 9:30 p.m. Brush, floss, and prepare bedroom environment. 10 p.m. Lights out, aiming for 7-9 hours of continuous sleep. By stacking these small changes, you create a synergistic effect. Your pancreas rests, muscles clear glucose, inflammation subsides, and stress hormones fall, all while you sleep. Consider Mr. A, age 65 in Ohio, featured on ABC Health News, after adopting an 8 p.m. dinner cutoff, nightly 15-minute walks, and a consistent 10 p.m. bedtime. His waking glucose dropped from an average of 155 mg/dl to 120 mg/dl within 6 weeks without any medication adjustment. His energy improved so much that he returned to gardening each morning. Consider Mr. A, age 65 in Ohio, featured on ABC Health News, After adopting an 8 p.m. dinner cutoff, nightly 15-minute walks, and a consistent 10 p.m. bedtime, his waking glucose dropped from an average of 155 mg/dl to 120 mg/dl within 6 weeks without any medication adjustment. His energy improved so much that he returned to gardening each morning. Small evening tweaks yield big dividends in diabetes management. Tonight, choose one habit to introduce. Move after dinner. Finish your meal earlier. Ditch the late-night carbs. Turn off screens and unwind. Prioritize your oral health and sleep hygiene. Implement one habit at a time, then layer on the next. Before long, these 5 simple rituals will become second nature, helping you wake up brighter, more energized, and firmly in control of your blood sugar. Ready to transform your nights? Hit that subscribe button for more practical, research-backed tips, and share your questions or successes in the comments below. From my clinic to your home, here's to healthier evenings and even healthier tomorrows. Good night, and take care. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your supplement or health routine.